So this person called Balarke made a video on a VTuber called Shadowfallen, and essentially saying that if you watch this person, you're nonce. That's pretty much what they're saying. And then people decided, oh, let's dig onto you to see what you're hiding. Because typically with these sort of people, they always tend to be hiding something. You know, they call out something that they think will make them look virtuous, or because they have some sort of ick about it. And then it turns out they've done some bad stuff themselves, or enabled it, or were part of it in some sort of way. And basically with this, somebody was like, wasn't one of your mods grooming minors? And then he says, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Even though I think that should be something, because imagine saying that this person, because they're a VTuber with a Loli model, is a pedo, right? And saying that people will watch them are a pedo, but yet you've had a person in your Discord who was actually grooming kids, you know, and you weren't able to stop that in time. Like, imagine that. Imagine going on to say that and then having this happen. Anyway, he basically goes, what does this have to do with anything? Then he says the moment they found out, he was banned. And then it's like, oh, you know, I'm not really involved in this. I don't really get updated that much, you know? So, like, how am I supposed to know about it? Which sounds like a very Earth Updates thing to say. If anybody remember Earth Updates, he had a similar thing with his Discord where somebody found out that there was an adult there pretending to be a 13-year-old so they could have inappropriate conversation with minors. So yeah, that's just something that seems a bit odd. Let's keep that in mind in the future. Then next we have him saying for somebody to go watch CP. Now, I feel like regardless of whether or not you think Loli is pedo or anything, right? Whether or not, I think we could all agree that telling somebody to go watch child abuse material is bad. I think that's really bad, right? I think we can all agree on that. I feel like anybody who would say that's not bad is fucking odd, to say the very least, right? And this guy basically says that to a person because they don't agree with him. Like, imagine that. Imagine trying to virtue signal so hard that you then end up saying this shit to somebody. And this all started, right, because Shadowfallen got doxxed due to a book they made. And then also people started hounding them for making another joke. Oh, these people, the people with the pronouns and stuff, the transgenders are attacking me, sending me death threats and stuff. And like, well, yeah. Well, now you've just given more ammunition. Imagine going after somebody and saying, oh, well, why are you saying the transgender stuff and saying that, saying the 12-year-olds, you know, why are you saying the kids are doxing you or something? Why are you saying the kids are attacking you? And then people celebrate as she's being doxxed and then make light of her mother's suicide. Does that not strike anybody as insane? And these are the same people who will get offended over a 41% joke or a racy joke. Imagine that. These people have no right to complain if they're fine with that sort of behavior. They have no right to complain if they're fine with somebody making light of somebody's mother committing suicide and then complain when somebody makes a 41% joke. That's insane. Anyway, with that, let's go on to the next thing. Yeah, and this guy has the gall to call other people pedos for Loli and stuff, right? But this guy literally has, in one of his things, a body pillow, and this character's underage. He has a body pillow of a character underage, and he has a tier list. He does a tier list of other underage characters as well, along with other characters. Does that not strike anybody as a little bit hypocritical? That's all I gotta say. Like, imagine this. Then there's the fact he has multiple videos on this with oh, what's this? Is that he has Loli in his thumbnail? Then he has, how old are they? How old are these women, dude? Somebody looks like a pedophile. By his own logic, by the way. Like, seriously, I don't get this. Well, no, I do, because they're hypocrites. And then you have the actual tier list stuff. It's like, some of these look underage to me, you know. Rating underage girls on a tier list seems a bit weird, man. And for anybody going, oh man, come on, you're being a bit harsh, you know. But then again, this person calls people pedophiles for no good reason, so you know, he kind of deserves it. Kind of ashamed too, because at one point I actually used to watch his content and thought it was pretty funny. But oh well, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. And then this guy has the goal to support South Park, of all things. Imagine supporting South Park. Like, think about it. South Park sexualizes sexualizes the underage characters all the time. And there's so much stuff you could see in there that would be, if it was in an anime, would get it called Diddy reincarnation something something, you know? Like, imagine supporting South Park and then going somebody who watches a Loli VTuber is a pedo. Like, imagine that. Just look at this. Like, oh my god, you're getting so upset about South Park, while I'm over here complaining about Loli VTuber and saying that anybody who watches them is pedo. But yeah, I'll support South Park even though they do basically the same thing as many animes that I would say people watch the pedos. Like, seriously, this is just blatant hypocrisy, for sure. And then there's like more stuff, like him being a, like, obviously, like, somebody says, oh, he's an anti, it's over, right? And then he responds. Then there's the whole, somebody brings up the server, and then he's like, oh man, then he's like, you dismiss it, oh, you're retarded, this is a weak ass rage bait anymore. He's not gonna reply to it, even though he's replied to it multiple times. And it's a valid point, because imagine saying all that stuff, and then you tweet this, and then you also try, oh no, I didn't know anything about that. Let's just focus on me calling this innocent person a pedo and calling other people who like this innocent person a pedo, you know, and then contributing to the harassment. In fact, there's also the fact that the Shadowfallen was doxxed and stuff, you know. I obviously would never have known about that, even though these people tend to know more than they let on. You know, it's like, you could give them benefit of the doubt all you want, but they always tend to know. Like, subscribe, and share to see more content. So, as we went over in the first video, Balarke raided Kana, the dragon Loli, as S tier, which, as he stated himself, was waifu tier.
So I'll put a C. S is like waifu tier, like.
Now, it turns out he's a fan of one of the biggest lolicon VTubers. You can't make this stuff up, can you? Let's see what Marine's done. Oh, Lolicon Requiem cover? So, he raided Kana in S tier.
So I'll put a C. S is like waifu tier, like.
5 minutes later.
Kana. S. Adorable. Okay? People are gonna think I'm a lolicon now.
He's a fan of a lolicon VTuber who has done a cover of basically the Loli song. Some stuff's not adding up here, and he's calling out another VTuber for being a lolicon, for being in a Loli VTuber model. Sounds like projection, especially for what we're gonna cover later on. Let's see what animes recommend. Surely it's gonna be some normal shonen stuff.
Google, show me this guy's balls, please.
That being said, look at you. Well now, looks like there's nothing mechanical about your jumblies.
Made in Abyss. Now that's surprising. Good anime, honestly, but surprised he'd recommend it, considering some of the most infamous scenes. Considering some of the more infamous scenes in that show. Honestly, this dude is a doxing anti. Kind of reminds me of a very colorful character called Stizzy. I mean, let's look at some of their commonalities. One had ex-pedo buddies that went to Mexico. The other had an ex-mod that was grooming kids in his Discord for a long while. And, you know, are we starting to see a pattern here with these big content creators that tend to be antis, that tend to call out other content creators for being lolicons? They end up either being a pedo, having been friends with pedos, having them in their Discord for a long time, you know, so happen to not have been active on the Discord, which, to be fair, many content creators aren't necessarily on there 24/7, but considering allegedly it was going on for quite a while before it was dealt with, seems like dude should be looking at his own groups, you know, keeping an eye, you know, policing his own group so that he doesn't end up, you know, being a reason why children actually got hurt. That's just me, though.
Second verse, same as the first. Now put me on a plane so I can put him in a hearse.
S is like waifu tier, like.
S is like waifu tier, like.
Kana. S.
Kana. Kana S. Kana S. Adorable.
People are gonna think I'm a lolicon now.
Huh? Suddenly it reeks of hypocrisy in here.
They got your ass on camera.
Niggas ain't got me on no fucking camera.
This is the clearest video I've ever seen. This is the most HD shit ever. This is 4K. How did they get you in 4K?
So, it is a business good too. I'm not gonna explain myself. Watch the anime. If you're not up to date with what's going on recently, I made a video on the main channel, basically talking about how these VTubers are acting like kids and goon baiting people, and it's a bit weird.
That's shit.
You wouldn't know why she actually speaks like that, by the way. You gotta realize, like, she is pedo baiting. That's what she's doing. I want to show you guys something. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble with this, but her face got leaked. Shondo got doxed, yet it's only made her fan base stronger. And holy hell, she looks like this. Did they think they were harassing her or were dogs? She's more gorgeous. Okay, the community side of the lolicons, blah 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 blah. You can actually go watch that video if you want more context on that. But that sparked up a whole little war happening on Twitter.
This guy look replies.
And found some crazy stuff to expose Balarke, yes me. S is like waifu tier, puts Kana in S tier. That's a quote retweet. Has 1.3k likes. I don't know if they're bought it or anything, but yes me. So I'll put a C. S is like waifu tier, like. Alright, so S is waifu tier, and then she's A. Whatever. You can't really not like her. Kana S. Adorable. Okay? People are gonna think I'm a lolicon now. But do I put an S? But I really do like Kana. I really do like Kana's character. Why are we ignoring that part? They do love to do this, where they cut clips and screenshots to make it seem like I'm just taken out of context, basically. Just taken out of context, basically. We can go watch the video. It's still public on my channel. I said I clearly put Kana in S because she's cute and adorable. So I'll put a C. S is like waifu tier, like. People are gonna think I'm a lolicon now. The reason why I put in Kana is because I found Kana cute at the time. You know when you find dogs, oh look at the dog, it's cute. Same thing with Kana. You forgot the 16 years old, you guys are so mentally challenged is funny. I don't find any sexual attraction to fucking Kana. I should have put that there too. This was this was the same year. Isn't your profile photo a lolly, bruh? Lollies are annoying. That water fucking bit was hot. I skipped the lolly scene. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about there. Lollies are literal kids.
Wait. So you watch something that you would class as having literal children in it, that is porn. So you're watching something that would have CSAM in it, by your logic, and you're like, oh no, I'll just skip it and go to the other scenes. Isn't that fucked? Isn't that fucked up? I feel like that should be addressed, right?
Make it make sense, you fucking idiot. And then the most recent one is this. Someone said, bruh, a new hentai came out and it was this big busty elf and she was gonna have a and she loves, she had a penis. That's gonna be all censored, by the way. I don't know, since seeing it. I don't honestly remember saying this, but once again, it was in that edgy phase of me being 16 and loved anime and hentai and shit. But
oh, no. You see, the child porn, it was just a goof. It was just for laughs, you know? Why aren't you laughing?
Which is true. How many people have seen Boku no Pico, but haven't enjoyed it, right? It's like a hate watch. It's like something you find, you watch, and you're like, ugh, how is this a thing? So, yeah.
Okay, but that's worse. I mean, you do get how that's worse, right?
Doesn't matter. A drawing of a child doing something sexual is considered CP. This was this. This was the same year. Isn't your profile photo a lolly, bruh? Lollies are annoying. That water fucking bit was hot. I skipped the lolly scene. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about there. Lollies are literal kids. So you saying the word cunny, which means child, it's disgusting. And you need to be burned. Moral of the story is, stay away from Twitter. It's become 4chan. It's really bad. It's disgusting. And you need to be burned. Moral of the story is, stay away from Twitter. It's become 4chan. It's really bad. To the point where if you say sexualizing children is bad, you get a whole swarm of people trying to dig up your past, trusting in me. Because I saw a lot of people be like, bro, please, Balarke, don't get us. But Trust me, I'm not a weirdo. I know myself more.
Oh, that's that good shit. Welcome.